Everyone in this world has some bucket list for traveling some places, do some adventures on that place. And if you wish to add Egypt in this bucket list, then you are right place, as we are going to explore the Egyptian wonders, its great pyramids, its culture, and most important places where you must visit. That's why we came here to give you top 10 best places in Egypt to explore. At number 1 in our list is the Great Pyramid of Giza, the largest Egyptian pyramid and the tomb of 4th dynasty pharaoh Khufu. Built in the early 26th century BC during a period of around 27 years, the pyramid is the oldest of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, and the only one to remain largely intact. The ancient engineering feats at Giza were so impressive that even today scientists can't be sure how the pyramids were built. Yet they have learned much about the people who built them and the political power necessary to make it happen. If the pyramids helped to build ancient Egypt, they also preserved it. Giza allows us to explore a long-vanished world. Tomb art includes depictions of ancient farmers working their fields and tending livestock, fishing and fowling, carpentry, costumes, religious rituals, and burial practices. Inscriptions and texts also allow research into Egyptian grammar and language. Almost any subject you want to study about pharaonic civilization is available on the tomb walls at Giza, Der Manualien says. To help make these precious resources accessible to all, Der Manualien heads the Giza Archives project, an enormous collection of Giza photographs, plans, drawings, manuscripts, object records, and expedition diaries that enables virtual visits to the plateau. At second number is Hurghada, a popular resort area on Egypt's east coast on the Red Sea. It is a well-known destination for tourists looking for a warm, sunny holiday with lots of activities. Golden beaches and guaranteed sunshine are what made Hurghada famous, and its colorful reefs, delicate corals and tropical fish are among the finest in the world. By night the resort comes alive with the opportunity to shop, dine and dance the night away. The region's stunning beaches, crystal clear waters and diverse marine ecosystems make it a snorkelers and divers paradise. Hurghada's year-round warm climate is also ideal for water sports such as kitesurfing and windsurfing. In addition to its aquatic attractions, Hurghada has much to offer in terms of culture and history. The city itself is home to a vibrant local market, where visitors can sample traditional Egyptian cuisine and purchase souvenirs. Third place is the White Desert, also known as the Sahara El-Beida, is a unique and otherworldly landscape located in western Egypt. The desert's landscape is characterized by its striking white rock formations that have been sculpted into various shapes by centuries of wind and sand erosion. These white rock formations, which resemble mushrooms, giant chess pieces, and other surreal shapes, have made the White Desert one of the most visually stunning natural wonders in the world. The White Desert's unique geological formations and processes have fascinated geologists and nature enthusiasts alike, making it an important site for geological research and tourism. The climate of the White Desert is arid, with hot temperatures during the day and cool temperatures at night. The region receives very little rainfall, and most of the precipitation occurs during the winter months from December to February. However, even during the rainy season, the amount of rainfall is very low, and the majority of the year is dry. At number 4 is the Siwa Oasis, an urban oasis in Egypt, between the Qatara Depression and the Great Sand Sea in the Western Desert, 50 kilometers, 30 miles, east of the Libyan border, and 560 kilometers, 348 miles, from the capital. It's famed primarily from its ancient role as the home to an oracle of Ammon, the ruins of which are a popular tourist attraction which gave the oasis its ancient name Oasis of Amun-Ra, a major Egyptian deity. The traditional culture of Siwa shows many unique elements, some reflecting its long-standing links with the isolated oasis life and the fact that the inhabitants are Siwi Berbers. Until a tarmac road was built to the Mediterranean coast in the 1980s, Siwa's only links with the outside world were by arduous camel tracks through the desert. These were used to export dates and olives, bring trade goods, or carry pilgrims on the route which linked the Maghreb to Cairo and hence to Mecca. Fifth is the Karnak Temple, located in Karnak, in Luxor Governorate, in the south of Egypt on the east side of the Nile River bank. The Karnak Temple dates back from around 2055 BC to around 100 AD. It was built as a cult temple and was dedicated to the gods Amun, Mut, and Khonsu. Being the largest building for religious purposes ever to be constructed, the Karnak Temple was known as most selective places by ancient Egyptians. The Karnak temple complex consists of a number of temples, chapels, and other buildings in the form of a village, and is for that reason that the name Karnak was given to this complex, as in Arabic Karnak means fortified village. Karnak is divided into 3 compounds: the precinct of Amun, the precinct of Mut, and the precinct of Montu. However, for most visitors the largest of these, the precinct of Amun, is enough. It is a complicated layout alone dwarfs every other site that you will visit in Egypt. Like all of the major sites in Egypt, Karnak has a sound and light show that is offered in several different languages. The show takes place 3 times a night, but you should consult your tour guide or your hotel about the languages of the various showings. Number 6 is a sphinx, a mythical creature with the head of a human, the body of a lion, and the wings of an eagle. In Greek tradition, the sphinx is a treacherous and merciless being with the head of a woman, the haunches of a lion, and the wings of a bird. According to Greek myth, she challenges those who encounter her to answer a riddle, and kills and eats them when they fail to do so. This deadly version of a sphinx appears in the myth and drama of Oedipus. In Egyptian mythology, in contrast, the sphinx is typically depicted as a man, and seen as benevolent, though with strength as ferocious as that of the Greek version. Both the Greek and Egyptian sphinxes were thought of as guardians, and statues of them often flanked the entrances to temples. At number 7 is the Aswan Dam, is one of the world's largest embankment dams, which was built across the Nile in Aswan, Egypt, between 1960 and 1970. Its significance largely eclipsed the previous Aswan Low Dam initially completed in 1902 downstream. Based on the success of the Low Dam, then at its maximum utilization, construction of the High Dam became a key objective of the government following the Egyptian Revolution of 1952. With its ability to better control flooding, provide increased water storage for irrigation and generate hydroelectricity, the dam was seen as pivotal to Egypt's planned industrialization. Like the earlier implementation, the High Dam has had a significant effect on the economy and culture of Egypt. The earliest recorded attempt to build a dam near Aswan was in the 11th century, when the Arab polymath and engineer Ibn al-Haytham, known as Al-Hazan in the West, was summoned to Egypt by the Fatimid Caliph, Al-Hakim bi-Amr Allah, to regulate the flooding of the Nile, a task requiring an early attempt at an Aswan dam. His field work convinced him of the impracticality of this scheme. The Aswan Dam was designed by the Moscow-based Hydroproject Institute. 8th is the Egyptian Museum, located in Cairo, Egypt, houses the largest collection of Egyptian antiquities in the world. It houses over 120,000 items, with a representative amount on display. Located in a building built in 1901, it is the largest museum in Africa. Among its masterpieces are Pharaoh Tutankhamun's treasure, including its iconic gold burial mask, widely considered one of the best-known works of art in the world and a prominent symbol of ancient Egypt. The Egyptian Museum of Antiquities contains many important pieces of ancient Egyptian history. It houses the world's largest collection of pharaonic antiquities. The Egyptian government established the museum built in 1835 near the Uzbekiye Garden and later moved to the Cairo Citadel. In 1855, Archduke Maximilian of Austria was given all of the artifacts by the Egyptian government. These are now in the Kunsthistorisches Museum, Vienna. 9th is the Citadel of Cairo or Citadel of Saladin, a medieval Islamic-era fortification in Cairo, Egypt, built by Salah ad-Din, Saladin, and further developed by subsequent Egyptian rulers. It was the seat of government in Egypt and the residence of its rulers for nearly 700 years from the 13th to the 19th centuries. Its location on a promontory of the Mokattam Hills near the center of Cairo commands a strategic position overlooking the city and dominating its skyline. When it was constructed, it was among the most impressive and ambitious military fortification projects of its time. It is now a preserved historic site, including mosques and museums. In general, the fortress complex is divided into 2 parts, the northern enclosure, where the National Military Museum is located today, and the southern enclosure, where the Mosque of Muhammad Ali is located today. The northern enclosure was historically reserved for military garrisons, while the southern enclosure was developed as the residence of the Sultan. There is also a lower, western enclosure which was historically the site of the royal stables of the Mamluks. However, these functional distinctions were largely erased in the 19th century under Muhammad Ali Pasha, who overhauled the entire site and constructed buildings of various functions throughout the citadel. At last but not least is the Valley of the Kings, also known as the Valley of the Gates of the Kings, is a valley in Egypt where, for a period of nearly 500 years from the 16th to 11th century BC, rock-cut tombs were excavated for the pharaohs and powerful nobles of the New Kingdom, the 18th to the 20th dynasties of ancient Egypt. The valley stands on the west bank of the Nile opposite Thebes, modern Luxor, within the heart of the Theban necropolis. The wadi consists of two valleys, the East Valley, where the majority of the royal tombs are situated, and the West Valley, Valley of the Monkeys. It was the principal burial place of the major royal figures of the Egyptian New Kingdom, as well as a number of privileged nobles. The royal tombs are decorated with scenes from Egyptian mythology and give clues as to the beliefs and funerary practices of the period. Almost all of the tombs seem to have been opened and robbed in antiquity, but they still give an idea of the opulence and power of the pharaohs. Since the 1920s, the valley has been famous for the discovery of the tomb of Tutankhamun, and is one of the most famous archaeological sites in the world. In 1979, it became a World Heritage Site, along with the rest of the Theban necropolis. Exploration, excavation and conservation continues in the valley, and a new tourist center has recently been opened. There are many more places in Egypt where you can travel. I hope you all have enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.